Kuromon Ichiba Market is one of the main food markets in Osaka. It's packed with stalls selling different kinds of food, ranging from fruits, seafood, vegetables, and meat. I'm really excited to see this because I want to eat some Japanese street food.
Let's go in. Wow, look at this. Strawberries, they're so expensive here.
I already know before coming here that Japanese food is a bit expensive, but $3 for one strawberry is a little too much. I have to be really careful not to get carried away because I want to try everything.
Oh, they have udon. Hi. Hello. Oh, look at this. They're cooking right here.
Why are we even here?
Is this like oyster or something? It is oyster.
I have no idea why I think everything is oyster, but clearly these are grilled scallops with some kind of sauce.
The guts and stuff are outside. Sushi. My hands are so shaky right now because it's so cold. But oh yeah. I think you pick one and then they grill it for you. Wow, look at that. Those are huge. The biggest.
In case you are wondering what these are crab heads. I know you can find crab eggs stored in the head, but it looks like they added something in there because it looks way too creamy. I'm tempted to try one, but I need both my hands to eat that.
Clams and they're like alive, dude.
One thing that I didn't expect here are these. You'll see a lot of stores and stalls selling takoyaki. It's like almost everywhere you go, you'll find someone selling these. I had this for breakfast this morning, so I didn't need to try them again.
Sorry. Oh, look at that. What's happening here? Food. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Right now I'm just so overwhelmed with all this food, I just don't know what I'm gonna try. I'm not even thinking about the price anymore. It's figuring out what I want to eat. There's just so much to choose from, it makes it really difficult to pick one.
Oh my god, those are huge.
I just couldn't believe how big these are. I've seen king crab legs before, but not this big. Even the shrimp or prawns, I don't think these are called that anymore. It's just amazing how fresh and huge they are.
Very nice.
It's innards. Man, that doesn't smell. That doesn't smell good, but it's innards. Look at all this. Look at this guy.
頭の脳天も端っこか
Tuna.
脳天丼やもうね脳天丼は大トロでいけるで2500円
While I'm still trying to process everything, my brother and sister-in-law decided to try the grilled scallops and gave me one so I could try it as well.
Can't even see.
Focusing?
No.
Ayan, yan.
Oh shit.
It's dripping.
Drippy, drippy.
It's chewy, dude. You have to eat the whole thing.
Ah, scallops.
It's a scallop, right?
Oh, good.
Like it? It's a giant one. Yeah, it's yours.
The outer layer was a little chewy, but the inner part was just perfect. Having it grilled and with the sauce they put on it gives out this really good flavor.
Huge.
After that, I found these. These are grilled baby octopus. I've seen these on videos and I know it's a popular street food in Japan. I bought 3 so we could all try it.
What I bought. Octopus, baby octopus.
I'm walking to find my brother and sister-in-law. They said they were going to be in the store just around the corner to buy coffee or tea. One thing I haven't mentioned is that it's really cold here in Japan during winter. I didn't think it would be this cold because it's pretty close to the Philippines, but the difference in temperature is like night and day. It's freezing.
We're gonna go in here. They're not in there, but they're sitting right there. Yeah, try nyo. Let's try this. Oh, good. Fuck. Actually, it's not bad. It's actually good. Masarap. It's a quail egg inside. Yeah. It's quail egg.
It's actually really good. There's this kind of sweet sauce coating on it, and the quail eggs stuffed inside the head gives it a creamy texture and a balanced flavor. It's funny how my sister-in-law didn't want to try it. I can't blame her, I mean just look at it. So I ate her share, and to be honest, I think one is enough. I had a hard time getting the last one down. It's not because I didn't like it, it's more psychological. Eating a whole baby octopus on a skewer? I don't know.
These are the poisonous fish, I think.
You could probably spend half the day just trying out sorts of food here, which I wanted to, but we had to go to our next destination, the Osaka Castle.
Getting another train.
ご利用ありがとうございます。駅や車内での記念に協力をお願いします。
Packed, dude. It's so packed. We are at the castle. That's the castle right there.
So this castle was built in the 1500s. It's one of Japan's most famous landmarks and served a major role in unifying Japan during the 16th century. You have to walk uphill because the castle is built on a stone foundation surrounded by a moat. It really seems like I know what I'm talking about, but I just researched all that information off of the internet. I just know it's a castle in Osaka.
Oh my god, it's snowing like crazy. Yep, it is snowing. Oh my gosh.
See that?
Oh, I'm here. This is it. The castle walls.
I know there's so much history here, but we didn't have time to go inside, so we just wandered around the park outside the castle. Right next to the castle is this building. I'm not sure what it is, but I see a lot of people walking in and out of this building, so we had to check it out.
Look at this. They have like shops and stuff inside. Ah, nice. Nice and warm. What is that?
It turns out this building is full of stores and restaurants. I did go upstairs and all I saw were fancy restaurants, although I just took a quick glance, but there could be more. Anyway, even though it was freezing outside, my sister-in-law couldn't resist this. I think she's been wanting to try green tea or matcha ice cream since we arrived here.
She's trying the ice cream. No, go ahead. Try it. First ice cream. Side. Tumalikod eh. Yeah, it's so good. Is it good?
Yeah.
Really good. Wow.
After hanging around the castle for a while, we headed down and found this temple on our way to the subway. Now, I don't know the name of this temple because it's hard to keep track of all the temples here. There's just so many of them. It's just nice to explore them. It gives out this feeling of old Japan.
temple of some sort. What does that say? It says temple. Let's go upstairs.
It looks really clean, but I wonder why there's nobody here. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's being used. And outside are these cylinder lanterns with signs. I'm not sure what it signifies, but it looks modern. I've seen these outside other temples before, and it's made of wooden planks. We didn't stay long here because we had to catch a train to take us to our final spot, which is the Dotonbori.
2番線に到着の電車は日本橋、難波、阿波座方面、野田阪神行きです。
The train on platform 2 is bound for Noda Hanshi via Namba.
ご利用ありがとうございました。谷町9丁目、谷町9丁目、谷町町内がご注意願いします。
次は日本橋。
That building.
The Dotonbori is a very popular district in Osaka, where you'll find a lot of tourists. I could probably compare it to downtown New York. It's lit up with billboards, restaurants, cafes, shops, you name it, it's probably here. Let's just say this place is built for tourists. But the main landmarks are the canals and bridges. It also has its famous billboard sign called Glyco or Glycoman. I'm not really sure what it really represents, but if you Google Dotonbori, most likely a picture of this billboard will pop up. That crab right there, it's kind of famous too. It's just a restaurant in case you're wondering. So this is the canal and bridge I was talking about. I was expecting a lot of people, but not like this. There's just so much people crossing this bridge, it's hard to get from one side of the bridge to the other. You kind of have to wait for the right timing, like what I did right here. What's really amazing about this is, despite of how congested and full of people this place can be, I still feel very secure here. I mean, I'm not even worried about my wallet getting stolen or pickpocketed. There's just this sense of security. I would never feel like this anywhere with this much people. I don't know what it is, maybe it's what I read about Japanese people, how honorable and honest they are. I even read somewhere that you could leave your wallet on the street, come back the next day, and it will still be there. Okay, I'm not sure about that, but it does really feel that way. After we walked around a bit, crossed the bridge twice, now the hard part, finding the restaurant to have dinner. This place is just packed with food. I mean, everywhere you look, there's people selling different kinds of food. If you're undecided with what you want to eat, you'll never be able to pick a restaurant. Good thing for us, we all wanted to eat meat. We didn't want to waste time, so we went for the first restaurant we saw that serves meat, which is this one.
Ready? Let's try it out. Look at that. Hi.
How many?
Three? Three, please. Thank you.
10番行きましょうか。
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we're gonna cook some beef tonight. Right behind the river. Eaters.
First of all, let me tell you how much this is. What we ordered was 2 types of platters, and combined came to about $55. I'm thinking for 3 people, that's not bad, until we saw the platter. This one is about $26. It has prime sirloin, prime rib, boneless short rib, and sirloin.
Thank you.
1、2、3、4でセット。で、このドリンク。
Okay, thank you. Weird.
And this next one is about $28. This one has only loin, rib, bone short rib, but it came with roasted vegetables, Korean style salad, radish kimchi, rice, seaweed soup, and a drink. You know, right away my excitement turned into sheer disappointment. I mean, look at it. This is not even enough for me. I know food here in Japan is expensive, but what about the portions? It's probably top quality meat, but if you're hungry like we are, we need more meat. Anyway, what can we do? We're already here. I'll just have to savor every single bite. What's really cool about this is that we get to cook our meat. You can tell that these are good quality meat by the marbling of the fat, and just touching it with the chopsticks, I could feel how soft and tender this will be. I just have to make sure I don't overcook it because it cooks really fast.
Yeah. That's so fast.
I think this should be good enough. Now it's time to see if it's well worth it. The meat was so hot that it almost slipped out of my mouth. But it's hard to tell how good it is because it pretty much disintegrated the moment I started chewing. Although after this second one, I can tell you that it's really good. The meat wasn't even marinated. It's just the sauce that I season it with. It brings out the flavor of the meat even though the sauce is not that sweet or salty. But with this short rib, I can't say the same. It's really tough and very chewy. The flavor is there, but the meat is not the same.
It's up to you. It's just
Just look at this. I haven't even dipped this on the sauce yet. The fat is just oozing out of the meat. This one for sure is going to be juicy and very tender. That one I just ate is the same cut as this one. I have no idea what cut it is, but look at the fat in between the meat. It's just beautiful, especially when it's melting in your mouth. While that's cooking, I decided to try this. It looks like noodles, but it's not. I think it's radish kimchi. I can't really describe the taste. It's simply because I just don't remember. Trust me, if it was good, I will definitely remember that. Look at that. It's just like the other one, dripping with fat. After we finished off the meat, we came out still hungry, or at least I am. We walked around to see what else we could find. I was thinking street food, but there's just so much to choose from. I know I'm craving something, I just can't pinpoint what it is.
Ton of people, and all of a sudden you go here and there's not a lot of people.
So after walking around aimlessly, my brother asked me something that made what I was craving for vivid and clear. He said, "Do you want to eat some ramen?" I was like, "Where?" Then he led me here. ICHIRAN Ramen. ICHIRAN Ramen is a restaurant that specializes in, of course, ramen. To be more specific, tonkotsu ramen, which is based on pork bones or pork broth. This restaurant is known for somewhat of a fast-paced ramen experience. It's like get your order, sit down, eat, then go. You'll understand it when you see this. So the first thing you do is to choose your order from the vending machine located inside the restaurant. It's kind of overwhelming at first, but if you don't get pressured by all the people behind you waiting for you to pick your food, it's actually pretty straightforward. I think they only serve pork broth, and I remember you can choose how spicy you want it to be. Then after that, you can choose if you want extra noodles, pork cutlets, seaweed, or egg. At least that's all I remember. After getting your order, they hand you this. You just circle how spicy or how rich you want your broth to be. So this is what I was saying earlier about fast-paced experience. As you can see, you get your own little booth, and in front of you is this window where they take your order and send out the meal. They don't talk to you. Communication is done by the receipt or the piece of paper you give them. It's just really designed for you to just eat your food and go.
They got me egg. It's pretty cool.
So this is pretty much what the booth looks like. Right here is your own tea dispenser where you could drink tea as much as you want. Oh, I almost forgot. They hand you this piece of paper where you could order more food in case you miss or want more. And if you're wondering, I paid extra for that egg. It's not free.
Thank you.
So what I have here for my ramen is medium seasoning, medium richness, medium garlic, lots of green onions, not spicy, and medium on the noodles. I actually made a mistake when I was ordering through the machine earlier. I ordered pork with my broth, then I ordered extra pork and seaweed on the side. I was going for mushroom and seaweed, not pork, but it's too late now. I'm just glad I'm still hungry. I know a lot of people exaggerate about how good the food is or the flavor is out of this world, but let me tell you, this is coming from someone who'd never had real ramen before. This is way, way better than those instant cup ramens you get from the grocery stores. I'm sorry, but that's the only comparison I could come up with. The sauce is thick the way I want it, and the flavor is something I've never had before. It doesn't taste like pork. All I know is it's very flavorful. So I just dropped in the egg. I'm expecting it to be medium cooked and a little runny. I prefer it that way. I wouldn't have it any other way. Adding that egg makes a big difference. Now the flavor is really coming along. I haven't even added the seaweed yet.
Meron ako. Oo nga, madami. Gusto mo ng pork kaya?
I asked my brother if he wanted some pork. I'm afraid I won't be able to finish it because, as you can see, they serve a lot of pork. Now to add the seaweed to complete the soup. But first, I had to try the pork. It's really tender and cooked right, but I have to be honest, I can't really taste the pork. It's because of the strong flavor of the broth. I mean, it could be a piece of steak and I still wouldn't know the difference. Just to let you know, that's not how I normally eat my noodles. But I think everybody knows that in Japan, the louder you slurp your food, the better it is. So I try to slurp as loud as I can because I really like this ramen. I'm sorry you had to see that. I may have filmed a lot of me eating the soup like someone who hasn't eaten for a very long time, but it's just so good. And I forgot that I was filming. I didn't want to waste all that footage. At least you know I'm not kidding when I said this ramen is good. I mean, just look at this. All I needed to do was lick the bowl. Okay, maybe I did a little. I did mention it was good, right?
Stuff.
This is where they find out if there's a vacant seat available. So if it's green, it's a vacant seat. Of course, if it's red, there's somebody there. I don't know what the orange is for, but it's pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, look at all these people, dude. So much people waiting in line. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Back outside. Ramen was good.
After we left the restaurant, I thought we were ready to call it a night, but my sister-in-law wanted to get some fruits to take back to the hotel, so we went back to look for a store that sells fruits.
Gusto mo ba mag-play doon? Balik na lang ako doon.
Look at this, dude. Picture in here. Just everywhere. Takoyaki. Yeah, there's so many takoyakis here.
One day is definitely not enough to explore Osaka, but I think we did okay. So tomorrow our next destination is Kyoto. But before we go there, we're going to make a quick stop in the city of Nara.